Alright. So I just noticed my mic was up. Which means none of you heard a damn thing I said. Long story short, I know I've launched Siege of Dragonspear, but I'm gonna do the main Siege of Dragonspear breaks the game down into its three main composites or categories. So you have the enhanced edition. If I click here, it'll go to Siege of Dragonspear expansion. If I click here, it goes to Black Pits. Black Pits is an arena where you fight a round of whatever enemies get generated, and they get progressively harder as you go. And then between each fight, there's a break where you can browse shops and interact with merchants. I'm actually going to play a public game. So a create game, get rid of the password. Let's get rid of the password protected actually. There we go, it's the easiest way to do it. And create game and new game. And I'm going to play core rules just because I like the true experience of the game. Yeah, and there's no real difference in loot drops as far as high difficulties go on this game, as far as I'm aware. So all you're doing is making the game harder for yourself for no more reward. You're not getting anything extra out of it other than bragging rights, I guess. Oh yeah, I did it on whatever the highest difficulty was there. But let's first things first. Make a character. Now I'm gonna make one character. I'm gonna do a solo playthrough. It's because if someone does join that happens to be playing online, they've got a slot and plus. Even when I play single player, I play a solo character. Now there are some classes that are really good for it. Some classes not so much. I generally go with that one. The gender makes no difference in this game as far as how the characters play. It's literally just the way the character looks. And to be honest, it's Baldur's Gate. It's an old game. It's not exactly got detailed character models, So I will play. I like playing human. I mean, if you play one of the other races, you get various bonuses. I think in this instance, I'll play something other than human. I normally play human for their dual class ability, but playing solo dual class is gonna be kind of difficult without a lot of grinding. So, I'm just gonna have to pick another class. That's the only real benefit to human is the ability to dual class, which I would go into, but it's a bit overly complicated for me to explain. Excuse me one moment. I have to go check my food. My Alexa's just given me the alarm. Alexa, stop. So, I'll be with you in a couple of minutes or so, just grabbing my food and bringing it back up. Hello. I have returned. I apologise for the delay. I got sidetracked talking to my mum. Uh, I don't know about yours, but my mum likes to talk a lot. So, yeah, when you get caught in that traffic, it can take a little bit of effort to extricate yourself from it. I think that's the right word. Anyway, Alexa, desk light 100. And yeah, I've got smart bulbs. It's so nice. Anyway, so back to my race selection. Last time I did a solo playthrough, I did a half-orc fighter. Well, specifically, I did a half-orc berserker, which is a kit for fighter, which I'll explain in a moment for anyone that might be watching that doesn't know what a kit is. In terms of class kits. This time, I think I'll probably. I've also played an assassin in the past, which had pretty good success up to a point, but with Siege of Dragonspear's release, the Beamdog, who took over the development of the Baldur's Gate franchise, and are in fact the guys who made Siege of Dragonspear in its entirety as an expansion to the first Baldur's Gate, made overhauls to the AI system, so it's kind of broken. I don't know about the main game. Pretty sure they did it in there and all, but in the expansion, they made it so that even if you're stealthed, the enemy know where you are. They can't hit you because the game doesn't allow you to hit something you can't see. So although they can't see me, the AI just knows where you are, or where I am, and so it'd get annoying. Like I'd aggro a room, I'd run around a corner, and I'd stealth, and I succeed in stealth, and then I'd move away. And in the old AI, the monsters would go to where you last were before you stealthed, and they kind of stop. They just kind of stand there. It's kind of broken, yeah, but what's even more broken is the fact that now they don't do that. They just follow your stealth character. And if you have like maybe 3 or more following you, they can quite easily trap you in a corner, in a doorway. At which point you're boned unless you can like sneak attack and kill one of them to make a gap and get through. And if there's just like 4, 5, or 6 of them, then that's not going to make a difference anyway. You're just boned. You'll have to reload. So the AI is kind of broken. So I'm reluctant to play another stealth-based character like an assassin, just because of that issue last time I played. Now I haven't played this game in a while. They have possibly tweaked it, although there wasn't any patches for me to apply when I launched the game. So I imagine it's still the same as the last I played. Now I'm going to say I'll play. I might play a wizard sorcerer kind of thing this time. Generally I play sorcerers. There are wizards. There are both wizards and sorcerers. I'll go through the classes. In fact, you know what? I'm going to play a cleric, which is another fan. So since berserker is a good kit for fighter to play through solo, cleric is phenomenal. Just pure cleric. You don't multi-class it. You don't dual class it. Pure cleric is fantastic. If you're going to multi-class, cleric fighter's pretty decent, and cleric mage is also decent because then you have access to both divine and arcane spells. Like I said, decent classes, class combinations, but a pure cleric is super powerful. So every race has like a blurb here for describing that race. I'm going to ignore them. I'm primarily going to look at these here. The traits, the advantages and disadvantages to each race. So, I'm going to be a cleric, so I don't want negative wisdom. Because clerics, any divine caster will use wisdom. So clerics, I believe druids also use divine. I think their spells count as divine. They have druids and clerics spells vary slightly. There are some variations in the spells available. Obviously, druid spells are more like nature orientated, the names and and the effects and stuff. Clerics are just like, they worship a god, or they worship all the gods if they're like a generic cleric. And but wisdom affects the modifier, how good the spells are, how strong they are. Strength will be a modifier for strength weapons. Dexterity is good. Strength. So it's basically what I should say is strength's a stat for like melee weapons across the board. Dexterity would be things like darts, bows, crossbows, slings. I think that about covers it. There's not many types of ranged weapons, but there's enough variants of each weapon, I guess, to keep you entertained. And obviously, there's like sling plus ones and crossbows plus twos and whatever else. But it looks like almost everything suffers a penalty to wisdom, or doesn't have a bonus to wisdom. So, if I'm not sure if it's possible, I'll find out. A dwarven cleric. Now I chose dwarven cleric because dwarves get a +1 to Constitution, which affects your health. Now here, I can either be a generic cleric, or I can be a priest or a cleric of a specific god. Now, these are what's called kits. Remember I was saying earlier about the fighter's kit? If I was to choose fighter, you have a different list of kits. A kit is basically a variation upon the base class. So you have your fighter who can wear helmets, any armor, and use any weapon, may achieve Grand Mastery, which I'll get onto in a second. I'll show you what that's about. With any weapon class, and specialization in any fighting style, except for 2 weapon style where he can allocate 3 slots, which will be Mastery or Master. Then you go to Berserker, and he gains the Rage ability once per day. But disadvantages are he becomes winded after Berserk runs out, which is Rage. Rage gives you the Berserking status, which is what provides all these benefits. And after your Berserk's ended, you get a -2 penalty to your armor class, which makes it easier for them to hit you. And you get a -2 to your hit rolls, which makes it harder for you to hit stuff slightly, and a -2 to your damage rolls, so you lose 2 damage off of any of your attacks that hit during the winded period. Now, that's not permanent. That would only last for a short period of time, but it would be long enough to make a difference if you're in the middle of a fight when it wears off. Now, to be fair, as I found when I played Berserker, and I used Rage in a fight, I'd killed everything by the time it wore off. At which point, if I was out in the wilds, I could rest and remove the negative penalty. Now, now I'm going to play a cleric, not a thief. Now, for the cleric's kits, as you can see, the only disadvantage is the alignment restrictions. Now, I'll be honest. As far as Baldur's Gate goes, unless you're hardcore role playing, which I tend not to do, your the alignments don't really do anything for the most part. There may be one or two NPCs that react to you and have different outcomes with certain events based on your alignment, but I don't think that's the case. No, you could be lawful good and that doesn't stop you teaming up with characters that are, lawful evil or chaotic evil or neutral evil or whatever they happen to be. But if you are hardcore role playing, then yeah, they would affect you because you'd want to play within your alignment's parameters. Hmm. Hmm. I might do a priest of Tyr. Hmm. Hmm. All right. So priest of Tyr it is. Alignment, do neutral good. Hmm. Now, here is the screen in character creation that you will find you probably spend the longest amount of time on. You got your total all around down here, which memory serves is the total of all these. Now, I want a high total roll, and you want as high as you can get, really. Now, if you're super lucky, like extremely, extremely lucky, you'll re-roll a few times, and you'll get like 100. But 99% of the time, it can take hours to get anywhere near 100 for a total roll. So personally, I settle for about 91 to 93. I'm not going too fast. Just because I don't want to go past it. Because many is a person who has raged at themselves for clicking the reroll button too fast, myself included, and seeing a 93 or something pop up before your eyes only to vanish because your over eagerness. has, has made you click that button once more. So 86 is my biggest roll thus far. Some days you'll come on and you'll roll 90s almost constantly. It's like every third or fourth roll will be a freaking 90 or 91. Other days, like now, you'll have trouble breaking the 80 barrier, which it's done maybe like 2 or 3 times out of the entire rolls. 82. Oh. Yep, this game hates me. Close, but no banana. 86 is my highest so far. Come on. If I don't get it soon, I'll just go with the 86, but I'd rather not. Alright, bugger it. 86, right. Charisma's a dump state. You just put whatever's left in the charisma. If you can't put it anywhere else. Alright. Oh yeah, so other than strength affecting melee weapons, it also determines how much weight you can carry in your inventory. That's including the armor your character is wearing. I believe. I, if memory serves. um, yep, so I think I explained all these kind of briefly earlier. Strength I know I did, dexterity I know I did. But it also has the descriptions here. And it tells you what what class uses it as its primary stats. So thieves, fighters use strength, constitution affects what your max health is, and it's important to the ranger apparently. I'm not sure why, but it is. Intelligence, obviously mages. uh, Wisdom is for priests or clerics or even paladins to a degree, and rangers. Rangers get at level 8. Rangers get some spells, some nature's druid spells basically. But yeah. Like I said, Christmas dump stat is basically used for. I mean, like, you can ignore that really. I mean, it does determine how well NPCs react to you, and I think it may. I think if memory serves, it does affect the prices somewhat if you have like really high charisma, but it's really not. It's sort of a non-issue. Like early game, yeah, fine. There'll be lots of stuff you can't afford, lots of stuff you can't buy, but you get to a point in the game where you're like, man, how am I going to spend all this gold? So that's how I'm going to have my stats set up. 19 Constitution, 18 Strength, and 18 Wisdom. Done. Skills. That's right. So remember you read when we read the fighter kit, it said about the fighter being able to place 2 slots in any specialization, Grand Mastery in any weapon, and 3 slots in 2 weapon style. Well, that's because this is what it was on about. Proficiency slots. So if, for example, now I'm going to go with a sword and shield style as an example. So I'm actually going to go with Warhammer and sword and shield style. Now, you can only go 2 slots in a weapon style. Anyway, and where it says sword and shield, you can just think one-handed weapon and shield. It's just called sword and shield for this screen. Because it's easier than it reading single weapon and shield. You know, it's kind of it's a bit long. But yeah. So this gives me an extra bonus to my armor class against missile weapons. Now you think bonus, but that says -4. On Baldur's Gate, the lower your armor class, the lower the number, the harder it is for enemies to hit you. um, as for why, I am not certain. Um, that's just the way it's always worked. So I'm going Warhammers, and a fighter can get Grand Mastery. Not sure what I'll be able to achieve as a cleric. Maybe 3, maybe 2. I might even be able to go all the way through. I'm not entirely sure. I didn't read the cleric kit or the to find out what the things were. Right, done. and now you start off. So a cleric starts off with all the spells for. So basically, as a divine caster, when you unlock the access to the next level of spells, you have all the spells in there. You can only memorize a certain amount to use each day, which I'll show you when I get into the game proper. So right now I have 3 memorization slots because it wants me to memorize 3 spells, as it says down here. Memorize priest spells, and spells remaining to memorize 3. So I could make all 3 slots filled with protection from evil. But I'm going to say Armor of Faith is a key buff throughout pretty much the entirety of your playthrough, because it gives you a percentage damage reduction for the duration. I'm going to put Cure Light Wounds as another, and I'm going to put Protection from Evil as my third. So I'm going to say done. I'm going to go to Appearance. So this is a sprite. This is the image of your character that will be walking around the in-game world, interacting with it at your command. Obviously, it's got to be a true dwarf, ginger beard, ruddy skin, and there we go with that. And a voice. What kind of voice do I want to give my character? And yes, I could choose a female voice for my male character. I am so tempted. Oh, baby. Damn straight. Anyway. Alright, yep, fuck it. That is my dwarf's voice. Name. Uh, no, I normally do something a bit silly with my names, or I basically come up with a name that's like, why that name. But it can take me quite some time to think of a name. So I will go with something I've used in the past, and not the name that's currently floating around my head. Alabaster Glumfish. I'll accept. And that's what it looks like when someone's done. You have the character name, the portrait they picked, and their kit or their class. Then I just click ready, and once everyone's ready, I can just hit start game. And that is the opening dialogue. And I love this game for its narrative. There are actually numerous scenes like this throughout the game, with that narrative over the top, reading out what's here. So whenever they pop up, as I did there, I'll just be quiet and let him read, because he is very good. Sorry, I'm just cleaning my glasses real quick. The left lens has decided it wants to be dirty. Okay. Is that any better? Yeah, that'll do. So this is the inn. Obviously, it said as much in there. That's in the thing. Now I'm going to. Most people would go up. I find a lot of people go up and go clockwise around the keep. I personally find it easier to go anti-clockwise or counterclockwise. You're going to tell me about Gorion. I actually meant to go in here first. Talk to the mage. Now, he wants me to go get a scroll from that red-robed monk I just saw. While I'm here, here's Winthrop trying to have a joke with me. I always do number 2. Right. So I chose Warhammers. Warhammer. Now, I might buy more than one if I have enough gold. Hmm. Let's get you. And we'll get you. Hmm. Oops. Oh, right. So like I was saying earlier, a cleric has access to all the spells within a level that they are currently allowed to use. So when I eventually unlock access to level 2 priest spells, the list will already be populated with all the level 2 priest spells. What restricts me is how many slots I have to put the spells in. So as it stands, every time I've rested, I'll have one use of Armor of Faith, Cure Light Wounds, and Protection from Evil. I could fill them all up with, say, Armor of Faith, and that'll give me 3 uses of Armor of Faith every time I've rested. But I try to keep a bit of... Alright, hang on. I'm doing exactly what I said I wouldn't do, going clockwise. First, let's see if I can't find the find the monk. There you are. So I'll take this back to him. And there's a reason I go this way. And it's because there's items that I need to collect for certain NPCs. And going this route, I can actually collect them before I get to those NPCs. So I can go in here, run up here, I go in this chest, and I collect an antidote and Hull's longsword. I go in here. That I am. Do I know you? Oh, he was easy. Sometimes you'll find the fights easy at a tutorial. Sometimes you're like, what the fuck, because you won't be able to hit them. But it's all rolls. It's all rolls in the game. Like, although in Baldur's Gate, it doesn't show you what the rolls are, like it does in other D&D, in another D&D game called Neverwinter Nights. So you talk to him, you give him his sword. Whoops. Don't know how I did that. We'll go in here. So my character's obviously got a script, which I'll show you in a second what that's about. It's not cheating or anything for those of you that haven't played the game. all AI follows scripts, and all AI follows scripts, and you can tell the game to use a predetermined script on your character for when you haven't got control of it. Although, in this case, also when you do. Yeah, I've got auto pause set from the last time I played this game. Every time it spots an enemy. In multiplayer, it can be a bit buggy. So where it will pause it, and the enemy's still in the fog of war, and you'll be like, where the fuck's the enemy? So you talk to this guy a few times. Remember that green bottle I pulled out the chest? He needs it for his cow. His cow's feeling ill, so I had to do that. Then in this hay bale here, you have a book. I'll tell you what to do with that book in a second. For now, we'll go in here. I don't recognise you. Who are you and what are you doing here? Another assassin. Yep. Okay. Once again, wasn't difficult. Get this out of the way. So basically, the gold-robed one is for up here, I believe. The green-robed one was in that would have appeared after I killed that guy in the other house, but I ran away before it could walk out of the fog of war. I knew it had spawned, but I wanted to try and get stuff done. But as they both seem to have caught up with me at the same time, obviously the gold one spawned here when I came out of the house, so that's no different. But yeah, I figured I'd get him out of the way. Now the book's for her. She'll tell you she's lost it. Then you just talk to her. And lo and behold, we're back at the inn, and we've done everything that you need to do. That is actually worth doing. There is an NPC I walked around. If you were paying attention when I walked out of the first house that attacked me and then stuck close to the inner wall of basically stuck close to the outside of this wall that's down the bottom. I was avoiding an NPC called the Gate Warden, who in multiplayer I don't think he does, but I like to avoid the conversation anyway because it saves time. But in single player, he offers you the chance to experience what it's like to play with a full party of 6 characters. And yeah, it's a pointless bit of dialogue there. Oh, pointless for anyone that knows how to play with a party of NPCs. So there's really no point. Yeah, worrying about it. I've got 106. Can I buy anything better than studded? No. In fact, isn't there gold in a chest somewhere down here? Pretty sure one of these containers has gold. I'm pretty sure it's that chest. If I can get 120, I can get splint mail straight off the bat. So I'll try and hit the 120 mark. I'll also, I know what I missed. There's also a ring here where the rats were in that house. There's a silver ring in there I could have got. Let's check you. You've got 8 gold. I should do this easy. Nothing, but you should have some. No? Okay, maybe it was just the barrel. See, I'm doing it again. He's literally around here somewhere. Like, there's a reason I'm walking away from that door. which you'll also find out if you're not already aware. Oh yeah, I never spoke to him after I cleared the rats. There you go, 5 gold. That should have got me to 120, but I will take this ring. There's nothing else. The rest of the shit's empty as far as I'm aware. I've checked it quite a few times in the past. The stuff here is kind of like predetermined loot. It's not randomly generated. There are a few items in the game that are like that, and I'll actually be collecting a few things along the way, just to help me start off with a solo playthrough. In this case, money wise, especially one of the rings I'll be picking up. And for those of you who aren't sure what he says, it's my hotel's as clean as an elven arse. Now, I always used to think it's my old girl's as clean as an elven arse, which I also assumed was referring to the hotel, because some people like name things like I know my parents name their cars, and they have quote unquote genders. uh, so you know, right. So I got 122, so I can go down to the sprint mail, I can buy that. I go from 9 to 3. As you can see here, when you pick something up that you can equip, it will generally show you what the changes will be. Red will be bad changes, green are good changes. So armor class goes to 3. Okay. Okay. And off we go. Alright, we'll go through here. There is Teth Jaril, who is the red. The red, yep. In the original Baldur's Gate, he never used to approach you if you took too long to go see Gorion. But no, yeah. The most annoying line in the universe when you've had to hear it 1,000 times. So much so that I can't hear the word hey without me going, it's me, Emowyn. Like, so I tend to avoid her. It's not a conversation you need to have. Yeah, if you're playing through for the first time, yeah, talk with everyone, read everything. But once you've played it through as many times as myself, you're just like, nah. You just want to get on with it. And enjoy the actual parts of the story that are worth enjoying. I'm ready to go right now. I have my armor, got my weapon. There's nothing else in here worth nabbing. That was a healer spell, I believe. Hmm. Okay. Shoot me. But no, I won't be. I'm gonna. You can't really get. No matter what you say to her, she'll join your party initially. So blah blah blah. I'm literally just gonna steal her potions and then get rid of her and her wand, because that would actually come in handy. She will do that. All right. So, um, we go to the records screen, which you can also get by hitting the R key. R for Romeo. Uh, you go to reform party. Oh yeah. So before I go any further, remember I said about that script earlier. If you go to customize and you go to script, it's here. You can set advanced AI, which allows you to choose what it does. Uh, you can tell it whether or not the character should prefer melee or ranged weapons, whether it can use items, which will be like the potions and stuff. uh, or you can choose. Like a predetermined script here. I'm actually going to set it to none. Done. Reform. Click the party whenever you want to remove them. Alright, now we're going to wander back up to where Gorion died. Just to see what the loot's like. This is just a quick. Uh, it's, it's a quick kind of like loot feature that Beamdog introduced. It wasn't in the original. As before, you'd have to go over to the item pile, click it, your character would stand on it, and then yeah, you could do that. But this makes life a little easier. I don't need anything else. Nothing else is worth any money really. So now I'm going to quick save, and I'm going to rest. I'm going to quick save, and now I'm going to potentially cast. Yeah. So there's a wolf. At this stage in the game, wolves are quite capable of killing you. So that's why I saved and put my damage reduction on, assuming it's still on when he hits me. Assuming he hits me, but I'm sure he will at some point. Nope, it wore off. So now if he hits me, he'll do his regular damage. 65 XP if it helps. Now, I need to hit a total XP of 1,500 to level up. Now on Baldur's Gate, the XP doesn't reset to 0, the XP you've currently got. this cap just gets higher and higher. Oh, this next level requirement. I forget what the max is for the base game. I think it's like, I don't know. I'm pretty sure it's fairly close to 1 million, but we'll see. Either way, all I do know is that the max level for characters depends on your class. Some classes can hit level 10. Other classes max out at level 8 on this first Baldur's Gate. But you may think that's not very high, but it's actually, for this game it's pretty high. Like, it's a very, think of this the story it's telling. Think of this as just like a small chapter in the story of your character's life. As an important one, but small as far as length goes. There are some side activities, side places to explore, which I may or may not do depending on how I feel. Durlag's Tower, for example, that was a Tales of the Sword Coast expansion area, or is, which is part of the Baldur's Gate Enhanced Edition. It doesn't, like, they included it with, like, in the game proper when they released Enhanced Edition, so it's just part of the game now, really. It's a good side area, challenging, but it takes so long to get the place done. There is good loot, but like you don't need it. There's plenty of other good loot that is easier to come by, and does just as good a job. So, well, there are some unique items in there that you can't find anywhere else, like a shield that gives you 1 dexterity. Pretty sure it's a shield. Whilst you've got it equipped, obviously. So that's alright. Anyway, so I was just showing you the experience. Now, remember I said I was collecting some items along the way? In this tree is a little hidden compartment. Which you can see if I hold tab down, you can see it's right there. He's just a courier. Ignore him. But yeah. Unfortunately, that's all he says. He doesn't go on to say the rest of his stuff. I do too. Gibberlin. And another hidden item in this rock. Once again, you see the compartment. Click it. A magic ring. Okay. In multiplayer, you can't unpause and pause really quickly. So yeah. Come on, Hammer. There we go. There's a good hammer. Oh. This is why I took those Healy potions. Fuck it, I'm out. So now I'm just gonna run. Let's run, run, run. Run. Hmm. Now in the old Baldur's Gate, the original, that was actually a more cinematic. There was it was a scene where the camera, if memory serves, it kind of panned around the whole of the friendly arm, and and then you saw the drawbridge drop into place. It was really nice. But yeah, it seems. So one thing I probably don't like about this Baldur's Gate is how they've basically fucked with the cinematics. Thankfully, there is a mod you can get that adds the old ones back in. Because like there used to be one. There's going to be a town called Beregost that we go into, and that also had its own cinematic in the old one. But on this one, uh, it's completely removed. Doesn't exist. There's no cinematic at all. So in Friendly Armin they changed it. In Beregost they removed it, and I think there's one in Nashkel as well, which they've also changed, which I think the old one was probably better as well. Personal preference maybe, but it's just it's my opinion at the end of the day. Ah. But I'm not doing a modded playthrough, otherwise it'd be a different character I'd be playing right now. Huh. Right, talk with her. She basically wants me to go kill some hobgoblins, even that are just up this pathway. They're like, so here's the inn actually covers a large portion of this map. So the hobgoblins, the path kind of goes around here. There's some hobgoblins about here, and they are like small groups all the way along. It's normally around this area that you'll find the ring that she's looking for. Hmm. But hobgoblins are quite powerful, so for the time being, I'm not actually going to go fight them until I get a little stronger myself. Alright. Now, I'm avoiding the stairs for a reason. Which, you'll find out soon enough. Unfortunately, you'll find some merchants, like the cleric, in the temples. Or clerics in the temples. They don't tend to buy anything off you. They'll sell you shit if you have the gold, but they don't buy anything off you. They'll ID stuff for you though, so I'm going to ID this first. No, this. I'll do this because it'll give me extra protection. Okay. Right. I'm gonna quick save again. Gonna drink again. Now I'm actually gonna skedaddle off to the outside. Because you can't sleep while inside the inn's perimeter. Unless I was to go into the inn proper and rent a room for the night. But You just walk out here past the drawbridge and bam, you can sleep. And you're pretty much guaranteed to be safe. Nothing ever seems to spawn here. Well, especially if the guards are in sight, you know. So, it's a pretty safe spot. Just gonna move my guy there. Wait for him to get there. Slow ass son of a bitch. Quick save again. He's like the two assassins in Counter Keep. He's basically going to try attacking me, except he's a lot stronger. Ah, my weapon broke. Of course it did. Oh, fuck it, I'll just punch him. I'll knock the motherfucker out. Or he'll scare the shit in it. The bloody daylights out of me. And then he'll kill me. See, ideally I don't want him doing that. I don't. I just don't want him doing that. Alright, so I'm going to... I think I might just launch an attack on him straight away. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to drink this. That's unfortunate because I didn't get the experience for that. But sometimes you've just got to let it go. Alright. You see, so this guy, this gnome, I think it is, and was it a dwarf? Oh fucking, I think it's a gnome. Anyway, this NPC here is the husband of the female gnome cleric in the temple. You don't need to know that, but I felt like sharing. Let's see, that. 710. Where did I get the flame dance ring from? Oh, I think it was from where Gorion died. Sell that. Alright. If you talk to this guy, I believe it's this one. He's an asshole. No, it's not that room. Yeah, it's got to be this one. Yeah. He's not kidding. Golden pantaloons. There they are in all their glory. Golden pantaloons. Uh, but yeah, so these are actually sort of like a secret. If you have these on you when you import your character to Baldur's Gate 2, the golden pantaloons are one of the few items that transfer across. Now, uh, in Baldur's Gate 2, there are two other sets of pantaloons. I believe it's silver and bronze. So when you find them, there's a NPC you can go to, and he'll make an item for you. There's a few items they can make, but you can only choose one, I believe. So, something to keep in mind if you ever wanted to do that. I just picked them up for shits and giggles. Can't wear them. It's not like you'll be able to see what they look like. So yeah, it's something I like about this game. It's a way of getting into things, even if you're not like a thief that's got the lockpicking skill. You can just potentially force the lock open, but yeah, need more strength apparently. Because even at 18 strength, I'm apparently too weak. However, if the NPCs, if an NPC sees you, then yeah, no, yeah, they'll report you basically. Right now, starting gold. Probably one of the most annoying temples in the world. Because the cleric's always fucking running about. Every other temple in the game, the priest slash cleric just stands in one spot. But this one, it's like she's some kind of fitness fanatic. Runs around everywhere. Oh, well, I do then, why not? Hmm. Hmm. So the belt that was on Gorian's body, it's actually an item that was added in the Enhanced Edition. He never dropped it in the old one, in the original Baldur's Gate. The belt gives me 100% cold resistance, but it makes me. I think it's 100%, might be 50. Yeah, 100% cold resistance, but it doubles all fire-based damage taken. So I never wear it. I always sell the belt. A belt's literally only good against winter wolves, which there's not that many of. You don't really come across them, at least not in the Enhanced Edition. They used to be all over the place in 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 the original Baldur's Gate. I remember back in the day, like there'd be like winter wolves were kind of like a bane of your existence when they popped up, just because they were a pain in the ass. So you got a few levels under your belt. Hmm. Right, I need to buy 2 warhammers. I'm not gonna buy. I'm gonna buy a History of the Faithful coin as well, because we'll need it later on. Oh, my weapon didn't break this time. Okay. Well, it's good to have spares anyhow. That's Dawn. He he's a blackguard or an evil paladin, if you will. He won't join you unless you're evil yourself. He's one of the new NPCs added by Beamdog in the Enhanced Edition. He does have his own little sideline story. Uh, it's not bad. But yeah. So now we're heading to Beregost. And then from Beregost to Nashkel. Goodbye. No. Useless conversation. Go away. No one cares. Of course, there's. What the fuck's that? A gibbon? Diseased gibbon. I'll just keep running. There's also a chance of bandits. See, right there used to be a cinematic. But now you just go straight into town and you get this person asking you what you need. Now I'm just going to let him talk to me. I'm going to do anything will do, doesn't matter what you say. I need some well-made weapons and armor, and then thanks for your help. He'll basically give you the highlights of Beregost, where where the important bits are, like the smithy or the closest inn. Talking of which, Feldpost Inn should be just down here, a bit further down. Here it is, just here. I'm going to come across to the blue house. And if you remember Candlekeep, this is the mage that was in Winthrop's Inn. He wants me to get the history of the Fateful Coin, which is actually purchasable from Feldpost Inn across the road, but I bought it in advance. Yeah. I almost did it for the XP. Everything's for the XP. Quicker I level up, the easier my life will be. I am missing a chunk of XP because I didn't kill that mage on the friendly Armin steps. But there is so much XP in the game as a whole that there's way more XP than you'll ever need. I'll ignore that fight. That'll probably be a wee bit challenge. Well, all the fights are going to be a wee bit challenging, I think. Holy shit. So we'll come along. Alright. Oh yeah, as a reward from Firebeard. He used to, in the old game, he'd just give you History of the Dead 3, but in this one, they've made him also give you a scroll case, which I think is fantastic. It's basically a container you can store your scrolls in. Now, I could get full plate armor, but I'm gonna hold off. I'm gonna hold off because there's actually some free armor I can acquire in Nashkel when I get there, which is pretty decent. There's nothing that I want right now. Nothing to identify, so that's that. In here there'll be a bunch of spiders. I don't think I'm going to be able to do this, but we'll find out. What's this? And I'm dead. See? Told you I didn't think that'd go very well. So I'll load. Quick save. I'll tick. I know where I can get some easy XP. All I have to do is talk to a dude and calm him down. It's not difficult. So basically, Marl lost his son who went off adventuring and he got killed. Now he blames all adventurers for his son's death. And you basically have to talk to him and calm him down. If you don't calm him down, he ends up attacking you and you have to kill him, which you don't get as much XP for than if you'd talked him down. So you go, for any of you interested, I'm going to do it anyway. So if you don't want to know, then look away for a few moments. No need, yeah, so you do this one. Then you do that one. And that one. And then that one. Then he blathers on. His friend responds. And then Mal goes on again. And then, yeah. And then you do this one. $900 XP. Level up! Alright, didn't expect that. So yeah, level up. Anyway, so nothing to do with this level up, no extra proficiencies. I did gain 9 more hit points. My law is increased by 1, and I get an extra level 1 spell slot. So if I look here, I now have 4 spell slots. So I'm actually going to put in another Armor of Faith. Because reasons. And yeah. I think. Right, there's more to do here. I'm gonna go to Nashkel. No, I'm not. I will, but I just realised what I'm gonna have to get through to get to Nashkel. It's not too difficult. It's just a bit of a trek. So I am gonna call it for now. It has been fun. I will most definitely do more Baldur's Gate. I love Baldur's Gate. I could play it forever. And as you may have noticed, I could talk about it forever. Um, as we are, I'm going to do a hard save. Stream. I'm going to quit. It has been fun and my pleasure to stream this for you. For anyone who may be happening to watch or have watched at any point during this. And I will see you next time I stream, which, it being Sunday today, chances are it won't be until the weekend, but keep an eye out, because some evenings back from work I will do like an hour or two, or if my friend plays Divinity with me, I normally stream that in the evenings, so we'll probably be streaming during the week, but it'll be Divinity, not Baldur's Gate or Salt and Sanctuary. And hopefully this time Divinity will actually stream properly with the changes I've made, assuming I can get it to cap at all. Yeah, but until then, I hope you are all well and you have a good week. Bye bye.